Jen from Team MND. So apologies for the irregularity in the video. We have not been regular. But here is our update on what went down in Bangladesh. The most important thing is the stability of currency, and that has been restored in Bangladesh by their economist Muhammad Yunus. Stay tuned and I'll take you through with certain orchestrated attempts by the foreign influence to destabilize Bangladesh and creating serious repercussions to the South Asia and security of India. Now, many have already covered the sequence of India, how the protest started. Ms. Sheikh Hasina came to India, she met the NSA and all the kind of things. We have also made a short video in the initial, when this thing had kind of started. Let's go on to some analysis. If you see the present currency of Bangladesh, it is stabilized, and not from now today, but since last 5 years. Ka record also, if you can just check and just Google it. So if so much of hue and cry of unemployment and garibi etc. is shown, I'm not denying the fact that it's not there, but it has not been there since since 2024. It has been there since beginning, and being a developing nation, I'll be blunt, it's normal. Developing nations have less financial muscle or a risk or appetite than any developed nation. So even America has an unemployment problem. The only thing is that their appetite is more than any other developing nation. Now, what happened in Bangladesh is very long-term planning, so that means everything has been orchestrated. Who all have been involved in it? Pakistan intentions, we know, backed by China and maybe CIA, because America wanted to have their air bases in Bangladesh for their dominance. Now, these are the external influences which everyone is talking about, and even mainstream media is covering it. Now, what about the internal influential people who knew the economics of Bangladesh and were able to maintain the currency stable in spite of having such turmoil? Yes, I'm talking about Muhammad Yunus, who played very well in this entire game with his corruption gimmicks to ensure the stability of the currency taka is maintained. I will not touch upon the relations of this entire people, of these entire people of Bangladesh. They all are relatives. The GDP is in Bangladesh in 2021 was 37,390.22 crores, and in 2024 is 455 billion USD dollars. Little more statistics. Increase in the GDP in 2023, 6.0, 5.7% in 2024, 6.65% is expected to be in 2025. So the saga of unemployment, or the quota system, which is generally spoken about, that this is the fundamental, it's all fabricated. Suddenly the Prime Minister who has given this kind of growth has become a dictator. Now, this is how and what the disinformation campaign does, and this is an important facet of any war of any nation. Please keep this in mind, because a similar tactics will be seen in Jammu and Kashmir as the elections are approaching. Suddenly, all the Islamism of Jammu Kashmir will rise as a victim card with an attempt to change the narrative for the government of India. Some more facts. India knew beforehand for all this and was all set for assistance, because the tri-services chiefs were already informed to give her adequate safe passage and caution during the entire travel. Unfortunately, mainstream media is failing to decode how the students of such a poor state, that's what it is shown, that then how come they have so much of money to continue with the violence for a month? Where is the money coming from? What are they achieving by stealing animals and other kind of things from the PM's residence? The Bangladesh shares land borders with India to the northwest and east, and Myanmar to the southeast. Now, how does this affect India apart from the security concerns? Because many videos have covered things on security. Bangladesh's political turmoil could unleash repercussions on the India's exports, trade and infrastructure projects, adding to security concerns, continuing the civil unrest and the escalating economic instability. Now, how has this impacted India economically? India has extended 8 billion USD dollars in credit since 2016 for the development of road, rail, shipping and port infrastructure in Bangladesh. Now, the Akwara and Agartala cross-border rail link and the Khulna-Mongla port rail line, which was inaugurated in November 2023, are or were expected to enhance trade and people to people exchanges as well. Miss Sheikh Hasina also gave India a significant boost in trade relations between India and Bangladesh, which is a notable trade surplus in India's favor. Now, her exit will disrupt these gains, affecting the movement of goods and people and stalling a potential free trade agreement between the two nations. Our bilateral trade reached 13 billion USD dollars in the financial year 2023-24, with Bangladesh being the top destination for India's cotton exports and a significant importer of petroleum products and cereals. Paradoxically, India imports ready-made garments from Bangladesh, contributing to 391 million USD dollars to their trade. Now, how has internet disruptions, hurt India? They have hurt banking transactions, and commodity exporters are really worried about the exports to Bangladesh through a land border. India had a 9.2 billion USD dollars trade surplus with Bangladesh in the year 2024. Now, all these economic variables are at stake. What has China gained? I'm not talking about Pakistan. That's a proxy nation. It gets happy on silly things. On one side, China says, oh, India does not matter to them. It's unimportant to them. They don't come to our G20 events. And on the other side, this is how they attack us. Yes, this is an attack on the economics of India as well, and that should be the perspective. And this is what the modern all-front war would be all about, apart from attacks from in land, water and air. So that's all from our side right now. We'll keep a close watch on the distant enemies who are trying to build their bases close to India with such attempts. Jai Hind.